Hello Nata. Hello everyone. This is the class of STEM 1240. Today, me and my colleagues will have a walkthrough in Labster, a realistic virtual lab simulation. Our topic is basic electricity, understanding how electricity works. So what are we waiting for? Let's start. So Labster had this voiceover feature, and as you can see, we mute it because we will read the content anyways. So before we continue, let's visit the media tab.
Before we begin, here are some hazard scenarios we may encounter in the lobster simulation, such as flammable material, gas hazard, corrosive substance, oxidizing scenarios, harmful incidents, toxic, and explosions.
Thank you for the precautions. Hi there. Welcome to the basic electricity simulation. We're having problems with the electricity in one of our lab rooms, and it's completely dark. Our scientists need to work there, but they need light to do so. In this simulation, you will be able to understand the most important concepts about electricity, and you will even build your first simple circuit. Can you help us? Okay, let's continue.
For the lobster beginners, here is the quick basic tutorial about using the simulation. This is your lab pad. Use the lab pad at any time to access relevant theory about the lab or additional instruction or what to do next. You can slide down the lab pad by clicking anywhere on the background. Basically, lab pad is the virtual tablet we have been around in the simulation.
Thank you. So you can slide down the lab pad by clicking anywhere to the background. Okay. Well done. When your lab pad is lowered, you can listen to me without having to click continue. Okay. You can interact with the highlighted objects. Arrows help you in finding their location. Oh, this is the example. Now click on the corner of your lab pad to raise it. The lab pad will guide you through the virtual lab and will store all the information you collect while playing. Click continue to proceed. Make sure you read the information in the white text box carefully. You won't be able to access it anymore after you click continue. So, thank you for the note. Let's continue. Wait, okay. Alright. Right now, you're in the home tab. Click on the theory tab to learn about the four tabs of the lab pad. Scroll down. So these are the basic controls. Scroll down. Click here. Okay. You can rotate the camera by clicking on the side. Click on the background to lower your lab pad and try it out. So here's how you move the camera. interact with the lab pad. To continue, you can rotate the camera by clicking and dragging the cursor to the side. Click on the background. Okay.
Oh, a question. If you ever get stuck somewhere, you can click view for help. During the simulation, I'll ask you to multiple choices with 4 options. Only one is correct. Let's try it out. What is my name? A. Ronald. B. Mary. C. Dr. One. D. Al, as, assistant. Now let's visit the Theory tab to find some reference and hits. Dr. One. Dr. One is your lab AI assistant. While you play the simulation, she will guide you through the different missions that will challenge you with quiz questions to correct your learning process. Click on Home tab to continue the question. In the Theory tab, we can find some relevant theories and reference. The correct answer is Dr. One. Well done. That is the correct answer. When you answer a question correctly, your answer will increase. You will get 10 points if you answer the question correctly on the first try. For every addition attempt, 2 points will be subtracted from your score. The question is not scored. That's why the score on the top left of your lap pad is still 0.
The laptop can also show you image relevant for the simulation. After being shown, they will be unlocked and available in the Media tab. Click the View Image button to have a look at the hazardous symbols that you may encounter in this lab. Here in the Media tab, we can see our reference image or relevant image that will help us later.
You can track your process in the mission tab. Go to the mission tab if you want to get an overview of your work or load from the checkpoint. You can also see your progress and the virtual lab time on the top right on the left lab pad. Every time you begin a lab, the check the, the, the clock of the lab pad will read 8 a.m. Here is in the mission tab, we can see our checklist, our correct objective, and the objective that we have already done. Your progress being automatically saved regularly. Checklist. Get ready to work in the tab, understanding concepts and characters. Charge electrical current and voltage. Build, test your own circuit.
Thank you once again. So let's continue. Good job. Now you know how to use the functions of the lab pad. It's time to get hands-on. You can interact with the objects in this lab by clicking on them. Once, if you hover over an object, you will see a tooltip pop up. In case an object is out of view, you will see arrows on the side of your field of view. Just turn around to find the object. Interact with the lab pad. Are you ready to start with your mission? Now we know the basic controls of Labster. We can now properly move on and start the simulation. So, choice A, yes, let's get started. Perfect. Then let's get started with your first mission. Interact with the logpad if you want to read the text. Excuse me, pwede bang matanong kung maingay pa or mahina?
Sakto lang, Tres.
Salamat, salamat. Before we try to fix the problem, we should understand what electricity is and few of the key concepts that surround it. Move on to the hollow table to learn about electricity. So that's the hollow table. Electric current is the movement of charge. Let's start with the smallest possible charge, an electron. So electron is the smallest possible charge, okay? Electric current is the movement of charge, okay? The charge is measured in coulombs, and an electron carries the minimum amount of charge. This is 1.6 times 10 raised to negative 19 coulombs. Thank you for the information. Interact with the lab pad. Click on the electron to continue. So this is an electron. Okay. One coulomb is basically the charge carried by 6.25 times 10 raised to 18 electrons. So every time that we refer to one coulomb of charge, it means the current carried by the number of electrons. So parang equal siya kung tama ako. Interact with the lab pad. Click on the group of electrons to continue. So this is a group of electrons. Each of the big electrons represent one coulomb. So the blue thing is one coulomb. Can you count the number of coulombs that are passing through this point in 5 seconds? So in 5 seconds interval, they want us to count how many coulombs are passing. Oh, okay. Interact. Okay, so this is the electrons. And let's start counting 5 seconds. Okay, interval. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I counted 10 electrons. Coulombs. How many coulombs pass through the red area in the circuit? I say 10 coulombs. Oh, exactly. This is actually the way that we define current. Let's continue to learn a bit more. Now, before moving on to the next concept, let's have a quick review first in the theory tab. KJ?
LabPad. The LabPad guides you through the virtual lab and will store all the information you collect while playing. The Home tab contains the instruction and quiz questions. You are currently in Theory tab. If you click the word in blue, you can access more information. The Media tab stores the image you have collected during the tab. The Mission tab contains a checklist of the tasks you need to perform. Click on the Home tab to continue the tutorial. Welcome to the basic electricity simulation. In this simulation, you will learn what is the electric current and you will even build your first circuit. Here we have gathered all relevant theory material to boost your learning. Current, charge, current, and voltage. Charge. The charge is related to the equilibrium between protons and electrons. Electrons carry a negative charge while proton carry a positive charge. The smallest possible charge is the charge carried by an electron, which is equal to 1.6 times 10 raised to negative 19 coulombs. One coulomb is then the amount of charge carried by 6.25 times 10 raised to 18 electrons. So to simplify this, we could say when we talk about one coulomb of charge is basically means the
Current. Current or current intensity is the movement of electrically charged particles. Particles like electrons are electrically charged. So when electrons are moving through a conductor, for example a cable, they create an electric current. The unit used to measure current is the acronym of ampere. Ampere can be defined as 1 coulomb per second, which means that at a certain point of a cable, for example, there is a 1 coulomb of charge passing through a certain point of the cable every second.
Voltage. Voltage can be defined as the difference in electrical potential between two different points. Electrical potential is the equivalent to potential energy for electricity. Basically, the voltage can cause electrically charged particles to move, potential energy to kinetic energy. And since the movement of electrically charged particles can be defined as current, voltage can cause a current. Voltage is measured in volts. 1 volt can be defined as 1 joule per coulomb. The joule is the unit used to measure work. Work as the P6 concept, of course. Being work, the measurement of the transfer of energy. In this case, a current of 9 volts would be receiving 9 joules of energy per coulomb of charge.
Now our quick review is done. We can now settle on and move on to the next concept. So let's continue.
Current is the number of coulombs that pass through a point in 1 second. Current intensity, or just current, is a measure in amperes. 1 ampere is 1 coulomb per second. If, if in our previous exercise, 10 coulombs pass through a certain point in 5 seconds, what is the current in our circuit? The answer is 2 amperes. Precisely, 10 coulombs in 5 seconds is the same as 2 coulombs per second, or 2 amperes.
Well, actually, we won't ever have electric current unless we have a power source. Click on the circuit on top of the hollow table to add the power source. Once we add a battery, sorry.
Once we add the battery, we create a potential difference. One part of the battery is positively charged and the other part is negatively charged. When both poles are put in contact through a circuit, the electrons flow from the negative pole to the positive pole. The electric current, electrons moving, will continue happening until the potential difference of the body is zero, which means that both poles have the same charge.
You may have noticed when you buy batteries that they have different voltages. 1.5 voltage, 6 voltage, 9 voltage. A voltage is the unit of voltage and it is equivalent to 1 joule of energy per coulomb. So, a battery of 9 voltage provides 9 joules of energy to each coulomb of electrons. On the other hand, a light bulb of 9 volts requires 9 coulombs per second to light up.
KJ?
I know that was a lot of information, but don't worry, we are going to see how it works in a circuit. Also, remember that you can check the image on the screen by clicking the View Image button or in the media tab.
Thank you. So let's see the media tab. As we can see here in the concept image, this is the battery. The battery is the source of power which pushes the electrons. Right, continue. Continue. Let's get hands-on. Move to the circuit table. Here you have built a half-built circuit. You can place the different elements on the plates. Whenever you add a component to the circuit, you will see that its 2D symbol will be placed on the screen to your left. Thank you. Continue. Pick up the light bulb and battery on the plates. Let's pick up the light bulb. Place it on the plate. Pick up the battery. Put in the plate. And here we have a electric circuit. Interrupt. Good job. Good job. In case you didn't realize, whenever you move one of the components from its position, it will also change in the screen on the wall. The screen on the wall shows the 2D representation of your circuit. Let's press the switch to see what happens. Press the switch.
It seems like the light bulb has lit up, so the electricity has flowing to it, but it's very dim. Isn't it? The light bulbs look very dim. Why? Don't think that this is happening. You can have hover over the battery and light bulbs to get more information. Let's look at the theory tab first. Conservation of charge in a circuit. It's a circuit that net charge is always preserved. This means that even if the charge moves around your circuit from one component to another, which is thus is not changed, will not change, it is thus changed. Then it means that there is a flow of charge leaving or entering the circuit. Let's see an example. Figure 1 circuit with a 9 volts battery and 12 or 5 volts light bulb. If it's a circuit, a battery is a generation in a current of 9 volts. Those will be usage component of the circuit. If we look, if we provide 9 volts with a battery to a component that needs 12 volts to work, it won't work properly or could not even work at all, depending on the component. On the other hand, if the component needs 5 volts to work and we provide 9 volts, the 9 volts will be used by the component, providing too much voltage which can be converted into energy to a component, will cause it not to work and even break since the electricity component are not made to manage such high energy. Let's return to the question. The answer in this question is the voltage provided by battery is too low.
Exactly. The light bulb needs 8 volts to work, but the battery is only providing 6. So it just lit up a little bit. So, on the other hand, the battery is not enough to light the bulb at full brightness.
Let's slow down this to understand what is happening since electricity moves at around 300,000 km per hour. The electrons move through the battery, where they receive 6 volts. Those electrons travel through the circuit until they reach the light bulb, where the 6 voltage are then used. Then the electrons are head back to the battery so the energy is preserved. The 6 volts provided by the battery are used within the circuit. We have seen that the volts are used by the different components in the circuit. What would happen to the current expressed in amperes? The answer is it is increases every time that it passes through the battery. Yes, the amperes are constant. The electrons don't disappear. The number of electrons is always the same. What changes is the amount of energy that they are carrying. They are carrying the voltage.
Very good. So now that we know how to light up this room by using a battery and a light bulb, give me 20 minutes and I will set up the circuit for you to try. Okay, we'll wait. Thank you. Pahintay lang po. Ma'am Lino, pahintay lang po. Mabagal lang po yung internet. Salamat po. Wait na po. Okay. Seems like everything is ready. I use the same light bulb of 8 volts that we used before and set it up inside the dark room. Luckily, I can see in the dark. Why don't you try to connect the 6-volt battery and see what happens? Okay. This is the 6 volts battery. Place it on the plate. Press the switch to see what happens. Seems like the light is too dim to light up the whole room. Let's try to fix it. Okay. Turn off the lamp pad. Why don't you try to attach this 20 volts battery instead? Seems like 6 volts was a bit too low to make the light bulb bright enough. Okay. Right. So switch the 6-volt battery for the 20 volts battery and press the switch. First, let's remove the 6 volts battery. get the new 20 volts battery. Okay, switch. Press the switch. Black out.
What? It seems the light bulb has exploded. Why do you think the light bulb has exploded? The answer is because the battery provided too much energy to the light bulb. Yes, that is it. We need a 20 voltage battery on a 8 voltage lamp, so it couldn't handle that much energy. It seems that the adjust the voltage we need to learn about resistors. You can play the electrical resistance of simulation if you want to know more about this.
Yuri.
Do you feel like you gained relevant knowledge during the simulation? Um, for us, is completely agree. Thank you for your feedback. Your score has been saved together with your 100% progress. Congratulations, you have complete simulation with hope you enjoyed and it and you feel wiser now. And the score is 50 over 50. Congrats to us.
Your score is 50 over 50. Simulation complete 100%. Your score has been saved together with your progress. Congratulations, you have completed the simulation. Congratulations, we have completed the simulation. We hope you enjoyed it and you feel wiser now. Now we can look into our checklist in the mission tab. Okay. Wait lang. Your progress is being automatically saved regularly. So the checklist, as we can see in the checklist, we have completed every missions or objectives and complete the simulation. Okay? So, dali lang po. Wait lang po, ma'am. So, lang po. Dali lang po. Lang po. Open yung mic po lahat. Dali lang po. Wait lang. Hindi kasi kita lahat. Iyan, hindi kita. So, thank you and we wish you have enjoyed our walkthrough. Thank you po.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you din po kay Ma'am Line.
Thank you po.
May naintindihan po kayo, ma'am.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Ano po naiintindihan niyo kami? Bye-bye.